SoundCloud music.
Oh yeah, man, we're back in the studio. Studio time. Man, this is the Jig Is Up podcast, episode 84. And this is a bonus episode because we have a special guest in the building.
Yo.
But first, you know what I mean? You know me, I'm your host, yours Marco, and I'm with.
It's your girl, Miss Nessa, a.k.a. Blaze Your Mommy.
And we got this man right across from us.
I go by a couple of names, but I don't know which one I'm going to go off by today. Omar, Rashad, I don't know, yep.
He's dealing with duality, but it's all good. We're going to find him.
It's bipolar, you know what I mean?
You bipolar? Diagnosed or you
We'll
just
talk about that.
self-diagnosed?
We'll talk about that.
All right. So, man, for people who don't know, there are times that when we're in the studio, we have a guest over, people, you know, who represent the city of San Diego. This is our chance to showcase all the people who are capable of doing dope things for the city, who cares about the city. So I'm just shining some light for the people here in San Diego, to the rest of the world, for all of our listeners in the Bay, LA, Japan, Germany, Australia. You know, for all of our listeners out there, this is, you know, some of the people that you got to take note of when you come to San Diego. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead, introduce yourself, tell them what you do.
Well, I ain't that special now. You try to make it seem like I'm special, like I'm one of the
come on, man. You on the Jigs Up
pillars
podcast. You're special.
of the city.
When you're invited, you're special.
I'm just a regular guy out here just trying to shine.
Okay, he's trying to humble brag. All right, let's go.
He's a humble brag.
Nah,
I'm good.
I just stay out the way, you know.
All right.
I mean, you know, I'm Rashad. People know me by Omar. Had a clothing brand called Cali Money. I mean, I still have it, and I'm just not really pushing it the way I should be pushing it right now because I got like other priorities going on. You know, I mean,
That's real life.
yeah, I got kids, got damn near mortgage, and I mean, it's just a lot going on.
A San Diego rent could feel like a mortgage.
Yeah. So, and I'm a truck driver now, so it's just like that takes up a lot of my time.
What?
Before having kids, things was a whole lot easier. When you have kids, especially back to back, your whole world get flipped upside down. So, one was cool, but when another one came, I was just like, shit. Well, got to make sure I get that 401k, medical and dental, and not just for me. And
I just got a deep cleaning earlier today.
Hey man, that shit be
That
hurting. That shit hurt. It's good, but it hurts.
It's a good hurt.
Come out with your shit all bleedy and bloody and stuff. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I'm still feeling.
But you have
the
that
effects.
white smile though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it if I want to go on auditions and shit like that.
There you go.
But man, you said, I remember watching you. Not like no stalker shit, but just seeing how you
No
move on
homo,
social
no.
media. You were more of a hustler. You had a hustler's mentality. You were a jack of all trades. You done graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
You dabble into a little filmmaking, dabbling into a little rapping, dabbling into a lot of different things. So what molded you to be that type of person?
Honestly, I was just, look, you put it in your mind, you do it. You know what I mean? I done all kind of things to make some money. Not nothing crazy, but things that I felt was necessary at whichever time. The graphic design stuff came a part of, my first time getting to college and kind of being exposed to a different type of lifestyle than what I was living at that time, and see how comfortable it was for people to actually make money without having police behind them and things. People went out. I'm back.
Yeah.
So it just it wasn't as much stress to kind of like learn and actually make money off of graphic design. I felt like I've always been creative. I have a good vision of how I would like to see things, and I just put it together and make money with it. And that's kind of how I looked at it. I mean, it was fun. It wasn't really always about the money. It was just fun. It was like, look, I can actually put my vision on what you want to do and make it my version. You know what I'm saying? But it's your version, but with my spin on it. So I'll start doing like people's logos and club flyers for like Dripping Wet and stuff like that.
Ooh.
That's a throwback
Take
right
it
there.
back.
You know what I mean? And,
Shout out to CS.
CS and them, and they, and shout out to him for real too, because he kind of like helped me, blossom as far as other promoters and club owners. They wanted to utilize my graphics and stuff like that. So
You were exclusive to them at one time, weren't you?
as
As far as the
honestly, I
designer?
was
Or affiliate, kind of like when Twister had the Rockefeller chain.
yeah,
something
nah.
like that.
I mean, it was a cool look to, I always try to do my own thing. I never really wanted to join someone else's circle, I mean, I was cool with them, it was, a lot of his associates I kind of like knew, from other things and stuff, but it was a cool look, but I never really considered myself no Dripping Wet person. I was just that dude trying to make money off of this circle. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But his circle had me. They put me to work, so it was cool.
I know earlier we was talking about Omar versus Rashad. Like, obviously, your birth name is Rashad, right?
Correct.
So I met you as Omar back in the Southwestern days. So sometimes when I speak of you, I'm like, oh yeah, so listen to Omar. Oh, Omar who? I'm like, oh, Rashad. So where is this Omar? Where did this Omar character come from? Like, because I never really asked. I was just introduced.
Man,
to you.
it's a crazy story, and it may
Let's hear
sound
it.
a little corny to certain individuals, but all right, here we go. All right, so okay, when I met you at Southwestern College, I was in a what's the word? I'm trying to think about it. I was turning a new leaf, and I had a lot of things going on that I didn't really, I really did not want to go on. Honestly, I didn't want people to know who I was at that time. Some things happened. I ain't gonna get into too much details. Long story short, I had a friend who got murdered. And in retaliation to that murder, some other people got shot. And my name was put in the mix as
a person of interest.
yes. And
Do you have any statutes of limitation to speak on it, or you just keep that low?
I try to, I don't, I mean, it's nothing. Everything's good now. It's just, it put it this way, it kind of changed my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Because I had people, quote unquote, looking for me. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about this was, when I found out, supposedly somebody was looking for me, I was already on my toes, and I was with she know the guy. His name is Charles. I was with Charles, and she knows him well. He's something else.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I was with my boy Charles at the time, and we were in Big 5 looking for shotguns. We were literally looking for shotguns for the house. And a dude walked in and was just like, yeah, blood, we looking for you. Yeah, I'm like, I'm all the way down on 8th Street, Chula Vista. I'm like, the hell you doing way over here? How the fuck did you know I was at Big 5? Where did you come from?
Damn.
You don't just normally run into some blood in Eastlake, or Chula Vista.
And let's take this back. Was this like around what, 2007, 2000?
This had to be like around 2005.
2005.
A lot of bullshit happened in 2005.
2005. So it was like around MySpace.
Yeah.
So they really had to look for you.
I didn't have
Because
social
GPS.
there was no
isn't-
GPS.
yeah.
You had MapQuest.
Let me
Like,
tell you
these
something.
niggas really had to look for you.
Hey man, I don't know what the fuck. You know what? And when that shit happened, I really start watching my back. I start studying cars in my parking lot. I started studying cars down my street. Certain individuals look a certain way. I'm on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to stay, trying to stay up.
Stay on your toes. Keep your head on the swivel, right?
But it was just a trip that I had to go through that process to kind of like, I guess grow up, because I was, before that, I didn't care about shit. I didn't care about nothing. When I went to City College with you, I tried my best, but I was getting into shit too. You know what I'm saying? And, and it's just.
So, like, is there something the allure, or just trouble keeps finding you? every time.
Well, because, when you're around niggas shit happens. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
definitely true. That is
I
true.
was around a lot of niggas, I wasn't really around people who was, trying to, keep their nose clean. People was just out here. People didn't have fathers. People didn't have families. I stayed in a house, basically a trap house, where there was things going on that, shit, we had to, pay the bills, you know what I mean? And we all lived in one house, and some shit happened with that shit too. But, when you're around certain individuals, like, people who don't have too much of a conscience, it's because, they're around a fucked up environment. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be, at that time I was with it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever comes my way, I can handle, and that's how I lived it. But when certain shit happened, I was just like, you know what? I'm still living. I'm messing around to get shot at. I got stabbed. I'm like, you know what? I think I need to fucking change.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really raised this way. I was pretty much trying to fill some shoes because, I didn't really have my dad around, and I just heard stories, and my uncles and all them from a certain gang out here. And I was just like, you know what? Well, shit, I got some shoes to fill. I mean, I didn't really necessarily agree with gang banging. I didn't, that was not like my cup of tea. Honestly, the gang members hung with me, and I mean, it wasn't really me hanging with them. And at the point, and I think that's where a lot of shit went wrong. I had a lot of individuals from different gangs all under one umbrella. And I think that's where some shit went wrong because people weren't ready for that at that point in time. Today I think it's happening. Like people from different gangs are clicking up and doing shit together and stuff. But back then, I guess, I don't know. It just too much was being flashed.
So
I don't
would
know.
you say Omar was kind of like
Omar was my square. That was my cover up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
that was
gotcha.
just, hey, call me Omar. If I say anything else, I just want to live peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want no
There was a
phone.
time you
I didn't
were
want no setup. I've been set up a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, let me switch my program. Let
Yeah.
me throw that Omar guy out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
worked. It worked out for me.
Because like I said, I met you as Omar, and then I heard people throwing around the Scrappy name, and I was like, "Who's that?"
Yeah. See, okay. So I'm not from a gang, right? But I was a part of, I guess, an organized criminal organization. You know what I'm saying? What has different gang members in it or whatever, and we used to box in the front of the house, like on the front yard. We used to put boxing gloves on, and we used to fight. And I was always the one who just wanted to fight everybody. I didn't care if you was big, small, whoever. Where I don't care where you was from, and it was just fun to me just to learn how to fight and just fight. And
Like everybody can get it.
yeah, still to this day, I'm like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm mellow, I'm conscious. I know not to, fuck up my future, but, that's kind of where Scrappy came from. Just going out there, boxing in the yard. And then when I get into some shit in the streets, it was never a dull moment. Let's just put it that way. It was just lights, camera, action. It was cool. But I've never been the tough guy. I always been the dude that was on the defense. I try to keep it cool. People take kindness for weakness, and shit happens. Like, and that's just what it was. Like, everyone I meet, you're not going to meet someone that's going to be like, oh, man, that dude's too much, man. He's active. He went on me for no reason. He was doing too much. He's always going to be a guy that's going to be like, man, that dude's cool, whatever.
must have did something to
he
get
might
mad.
he might say some shit that might, make me mad or whatever, but overall the dude is cool, you know what I mean? But because I have my opinions on shit, and I don't really like biting my tongue, but it is what it is.
You still like that.
So, but overall I'm a cool dude,
Yeah.
but that's where Scrappy came from. It wasn't really, nothing serious. It's just that I like to box in the front of the house, and then like to box when I was out and about, but that's pretty much it. So
Yeah, because I remember back in MySpace, back in your rapping days, you were Omar 2.0,
Yeah.
10.
see, that was another.
You had this song that I fucked with the most, Freaks, with you and the homie Early.
Oh yeah, with the
I fucks
go-go
with
music.
Yes, I fucks with that song. And then also you experimented with new wave at
Yeah.
the same time. So I knew that like in your graphic design, you had the AFC, Always Fresh crew.
Yeah.
And I even introduced you to Shauna, aka Funky Brewster.
Yeah.
Remember
Okay.
that?
So that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about her the other day. Like, she from Canada, right?
Yeah, from Ottawa.
See, that was a
Ottawa.
real
That's
fun.
crazy.
See, look, let me tell you.
And I think you were having fun. I think that's when you were like,
I was having
really
fun.
experimenting. You were just like,
Man.
you were on Theophilus London. I think I
Yeah.
learned about J Electronica from you. I think you
Yeah.
had on your MySpace page. Just,
Hey,
like we
man.
go back. We go back to a certain.
See,
degree.
you didn't
Yeah.
brought a whole another person right. That's another guy right there. But that's cool because that was all a part of my evolution. You know, just going
Yeah.
through these different motions and just doing different shit. So, and it was a trip. And when I was doing music, I wasn't serious with it.
Yeah.
I met this dude named what's his name, Fetty Slaps or whatever.
Yeah.
Ed Aiden, and he's a producer. We went to Southwestern College. A lot of shit happened in college.
Yeah.
So, you know, I honestly, to be truthful with you, the first person who put me in a studio was this dude by the name of Stormin' Norman from
Stormin' Norman
from
Skyline.
Skyline. Yeah. So, because I used to run with, you know, hang out with T80s from Skyline, and because we went to Lemon Grove Middle School together, and you know, he was always been a stand-up guy with me, you know. So
Shout out to Rob Stone, Lemon Grove.
So yeah, I started hanging around and, you know, in and out of different studios, just fucking around, just, you know, for fun. Like I wasn't serious with the shit, you know, and it was just something to do, and it caught on because I guess I learned fast, and you know, after, you know, doing a track with Stormy Norman and T80s and Bo Hump and a bunch of other folks, I kind of like started venturing off. Other people start finding out about me. And yeah, I just started doing my thing. And then I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? San Diego music at that time is just pure garbage. It was just fucking hot, fucking.
And this is what 2007, 2000. We gotta put them in a time capsule.
Yeah, I think
they
it was
might
like
get
around.
offended,
I think
you
it was
know.
like around 2000, like 2000 from 2006, 2007. Yeah, it was just at that time. What was popular at that time in San Diego was the gang beef, like heavy hitters versus lynch mob or I forgot the
While the world was on their hipster shit.
I don't know what it was. It was yeah. While the world was
on hipster
progressing,
shit,
everyone was moving
San Diego
forward.
was still keeping it gangster.
So all this shit that you hearing with autotune and all that stuff and things is going on today, like people were doing that a long time ago. You know what I mean? And at that time, San Diego, we didn't really. The only person that we had who was doing, you know, making moves musically was Mitchie Slick, was still that gangster rap. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna do something fucking different because I think this would be my avenue, and I can make a lot of money doing this shit because I'm different and I'm coming from this city, and can't nobody check me on my background. So it's just like I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I started doing like electro hop. I used to. Okay, so let me just take it back. All right. So after getting into all my situations, you know, switching from, you know, whatever, I started, you know, listening to different music, rock. You know, I started hanging with myself. You know what I mean? Oh, it's going out.
We're
Can
good.
you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
keep
okay.
going.
So I started listening to all kinds of like alternative, like techno, drum and bass. I was listening to all kind of shit. So I was being introduced to raves. I went to my first rave out here in San Diego.
How was that?
It was dope as fuck. It was dope. Like I didn't have to worry about getting shot at. You know what I'm saying? It was fucking cool.
People just
the women in
everybody
there.
having fun.
The women was fun.
They were
you know
getting
what I'm
high
saying?
as fuck.
Yeah, it went out.
Oh, it went out again?
It went out.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
I could hear you.
yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was just a fun environment in general. Everyone was peace. Everybody high-fived. The music was just different, you know, but I got to the point where I was like, I'm gonna start rapping over this type of music, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I started doing that, started rapping over like techno beats and shit like that, just to fuck around. And it was pretty cool. And then I started building like a little network of my own, and that's when I decided to start my own fucking little crew or whatever, you know, just an attempt, and just to fuck around. I never really took
Just
this
to
shit
experiment.
serious. Yeah, just to experiment.
But how would you feel if you would have kept going on with that?
Let me tell you
Like
something.
if you took it serious.
If I would have took this shit serious, I felt like I would have been like, I feel like I would have been on some, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure
some
you would have been
ASAP
on...
Mob shit before ASAP Mob came out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I felt like I would have been on some different shit. Like I would have, I don't know.
I probably would have. I could probably hear you doing a song with Sarah back in the day.
Yeah. I fuck with Sarah. I fuck with
Yeah.
Taz Arnold. I was just bumping the other guy. Damn, I forgot. It's three of them, but they that's a dope
Yeah.
group.
I could see you like at that time
Yeah.
fucking with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Going
yeah.
to LA.
Yeah.
LA's underground scene when they had you and I,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had Pac Div,
Yep.
and you know, I think Tehran was a solo before he hooked up with Omar out there in LA. But
Mhm.
yeah, I could have seen you like going out there with those guys.
Yeah.
But man, just to fast forward, I mean, do you have another question? Because I want to get into Cali Money.
Yeah,
'Cause I know-
that's what I was gonna bring up. I was gonna say, the birth of Cali Money. Like, what was your inspiration behind that?
All right, so back to being a graphic designer. I was designing for this brand called Rich and Rude.
Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
Kanaya.
Yeah, shout out to Kanaya. And long story short, it didn't go as planned. And I just decided to, well, okay, so I guess I had made a hat or whatever while I was designing for her. I was designing for myself just to fuck around and do my own thing or whatever. And I guess she had like a team of designers. I don't know how I went back, but it went back to her that I guess I was doing my own thing on top of working with her. And mind you, like, we didn't have a contract. There was no
Yeah.
serious business. It was just, hey, you wanted to design for Rich and Rude? I'm like, whatever. Yeah, it's cool. We can get down, whatever. Next thing you know, I'm kicked off the team. You know what I'm saying? And really with no, understanding on why. You know what I'm saying? And I had to reach out to another designer, which was Ashley at the time, Ashley Watkins.
Miss Minnie.
Miss Minnie, and she kind of was like, yeah, well, you were doing your own thing or whatever, and I don't know, and so I was like, all right, well, whatever, and me and her are real cool, so I was like, all right, whatever, but at the time, let me tell you, I was homeless, I was sleeping on a floor, you know what I'm saying, and at the time, and I was just like, damn, man, I'm gonna just get back to other business, you know what I mean, fuck all this square shit, you know what I mean, like, This is a downfall right here, and then at the time I met my lady who I'm with today, Tempest, and she kind of was lifting up my spirits, and she was just like, you know what, just do your own thing, and she said, what are the things that you like in life? I was like, well, I love money, I love California, and I was like, oh shit, money, California, and she was like, nope. I was like, Cali Money? She was like, yep. I was like, oh, damn, that just rolled right off the tongue. I fuck with that. Cali Money.
Yeah, I'm rocking a Cali Money sweater
Yeah,
today.
so, and so I started doing my shit. I started designing a couple of things, and, at first people weren't fucking with me at all, I mean, I think that's just like the norm, and whatever you do something new in San Diego, ain't nobody fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta be putting in some work for people to be like, okay, I fuck with you now.
Yeah.
So I started going out to LA. I started going out to different places, Vegas and shit, and meeting up with popular kids out there and putting it on their backs, and they started promoting me on Twitter, Instagram. Well, I don't know. Instagram wasn't then yet.
No.
Twitter,
Twitter.
MySpace, I think.
MySpace
It was like at
dying.
the end of MySpace around
Twitter
that
was
time.
exploding.
Facebook.
It was 2010, I believe.
Yeah, 2010 is when we started. Yeah, and shit started blowing up. So, and also at the same time, I was kind of like, before that Cali Money popped off, I was managing models, quote unquote. So I was charging these rappers out here for women to be in their music videos. You know what I'm saying? Like they had
So
to.
you were just say you were more of an agency to keep it.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about agency shit, you know what I'm saying? Because before that, I was doing other shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something you learned from the streets, then you turn it into something more.
Yeah. Everything that
legal.
I've been doing it was from my
From the
experiences
streets,
from
in
the
the
streets. You know what I'm saying?
And people always undermine that the streets can really teach you some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it's either the streets is gonna teach you, or you're gonna have some advisors around teaching you, like a father or uncle or
mentor.
a mentor.
Absolutely.
You're gonna learn one way or another if you plan on wanting to learn.
Yeah.
But the streets taught me a lot because I had to learn a lot of shit the hard way. I had to learn how to deal with people, and I had to learn how to, okay, we need to keep the shit constant. We need to be on it to make sure the money is flowing in, because we have quotas at the end of each day.
Yeah.
When you out in the streets, if you out there doing your thing and you don't have a quota in your mind or on a piece of paper, you ain't fucking hustling. You bullshitting. You just out here freelancing. You a leaf in the wind. So I had quotas. Okay, I need to make 500 by the night. You know what I'm saying? We not coming in until we make at least that 500 or 1,000, 15 or whatever. We need to make that. So that's kind of how I think that's another reason that helped me kind of like really stay consistent with Cali Money, before kids.
Yeah.
Like, I stayed up. I never went to sleep. I stayed hard on it. I built a team, and we moved forward. Everybody believed in my vision.
And now let's talk about the team, because you actually had a foresight. You knew like what the next trend was going to be.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
what I felt.
Like the guys that you put on the forefront, like let's say Ray, London, and Frank,
Mm-hmm.
tatted up. At the time, that was a very popularized, amongst us black men. You know, just the more bad boy, edgier look. You put the clothes on their backs. They were like rappers, performers, and stuff like that. Popular kids in San Diego. The infamous photo
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
with Amanda, London, and Frank. That went all over Tumblr.
Right.
I remember I saw
took that photo, and it's a trip because, let me tell you, man, like just Cali Money in general opened up a lot of doors, and I felt like I didn't take advantage of a lot of opportunities. Like, for an example, I was invited up to certain celebrities' house, and they knew about Cali Money up all the way in L.A. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So our online presence was tough back in the days, like 2010, 11, 12. Shit was moving. Like, there's a guy that we all know, Miles Aaron.
Yeah.
He was one of my investors, at one point, and he'll tell you from his mouth, shit was moving. Money was being made. I didn't never really talk about how much money was being made because that's just not my character. Yeah. And at the same time, I'm learning business. I wasn't really like legal business. I was learning it. So I had a team of individuals who I had to take care of, but at the same time, I had to make sure this business was going right.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of bad things happened because of my ignorance, paying money to the wrong individuals to take care of shit and not paying certain taxes. Just a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a lot you have to know about operating a business, especially a business making money.
Yeah.
Because once the Board of Equalization or the IRS finds out that you're making a lot of money, they are going to be on your ass.
They want your cut.
As of last year, I just now paid up all the fines that they hit me with.
Damn.
So that's kind of another reason why Cali Money has been sitting in the back. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of almost pretty much gave up. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, damn, I had my squad give up on me. Then I had like the IRS hit me with this. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like too much. Then I got a family to raise. Rent is $1,800. You know what I mean? It's just like, fuck. I'm here. I'm just gonna take a time out. So I took a time out for a little bit, but and just make sure I paid everything down and took care of everything the correct way. And right now I'm just restarting. I just pretty much started back up this year, and I did like a soft release of some items, and people still fucked with it. So I was just like, damn,
so
after all this time, people still
fans.
fucking with it. Maybe I don't have the squad that I had, because at the time, man, I was doing parties. I was packing out. First of all, I was buying my own venues. I rented my own venues. I was renting out Queen Bee's. I was renting out the World Beat Center. And the World Beat Center is pretty big. But I was packing that shit up. You know what I'm saying? I was renting out party buses. I was doing my shit, and I just want to get back to that point. And I feel the only way I was able to get to that point was that drive, that vision, that team. Mm-hmm. When you have that and you have that consistency, anything can happen. I don't care if you're selling a T-shirt that just says shit. You can make moves with that if you're doing it the correct way. Mm-hmm. So, things was moving and grooving. Certain individuals within Cali Money, they got on different areas because they were seen by people because they were involved in the circle that was doing things. You know, you had Ziggy do his thing. You had Neandra do her thing. You had a few other individuals who did their thing within Cali Money who weren't doing nothing before Cali Money, but they're doing big shit now. And I'm not trying to take anything away from them. They were creative people before I got with them, and I saw that in them, and I tried to contain that into a team so we can move forward. The purpose of Cali Money was to gather a bunch of dope-ass individuals, put them in a team, and have each other help each other move to the top. Whoever gets to the top, help your brothers up the ladder. That was supposed to be the goal. But people have individual plans. They do what they want to do. No hard feelings. I reached out to a individual who's actually working with some of my family right now with Nick Cannon and shit, you know, and I asked that individual, hey, because at the time that individual was doing things and you know, making music or being a model in music videos and stuff, and she had a lot of opportunity to, you know, showcase Cali Money, and she pretty much declined. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I invested some time in you because I believed in you. I felt like we were a team. I took you out to all these dinners. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I buttered you up. Nah, it's not like that. My thing was team.
Yeah.
Team. Even when I was in the street, I had a team. It wasn't just me.
Yeah.
I had a team of individuals who worked together to move to the next level. You know?
Yeah.
And it just, you know, I don't know. It was a shocker. It was a shocker that someone can come from something and pretty much forget about it completely. So now I'm just paying, hey, whatever. I'm gonna pay contractors. You're like Asia D. Are you guys familiar with Asia D?
Asia D.
Okay, so she's a big time model in LA. She does like American Apparel and stuff.
Yep.
So that's like my homegirl. And individuals like her, like I got other models, I'm gonna just pay them their little fee and they push
Some
me
social media
on social
influence.
media.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because now the game has changed.
The game has changed, but at the same time, it could have been the same. Like, teams matter.
Yeah.
You see what Meek Mills is doing? He took a L and he's still moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because of his team. If it was just Meek Mills, he would be done. Like all the other rappers that lost the rap battle, they done. You know. But he has a team of people who believe in him, and he has a mission, and he's focusing on that, no matter what happens. And I felt like, I mean, I still have some loyal individuals, and it just sucks because the momentum is not there right now, and I wish it was. I wish my momentum was there right now for them, not just for me, for them, because they put a lot of hard work in for me. Like I got my boy Tom. He doesn't have to do what he's doing right now, still to this day. He's always promoting the brand. Even when I'm telling him time out. We're not doing nothing. This man is out there Cali moneyed up. He got it tatted on him. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, I gotta really, you know, that's who I gotta really go hard for. You know, his loyalty. That's why I got this right here on this tattoo. Loyalty is everything, and I learned that because of my situations outside. And loyalty means a whole fucking lot. Like that's you know, respect and loyalty go hand in hand. And anyone who I'm dealing with, if I'm loyal to them, I'm really loyal to them. That's my other half. And if that's not your other, if you're not operating like that, you ain't going nowhere. It's just gonna be a pitfall right there. So if I'm gonna try to go in with someone on some business, that's how I am, and that's how time is with me. And it's just like I got a lot to do. But to be straight up with you, Cali Money in general ain't going nowhere. I can blow up anytime I want. And I proved that with my soft launch that I did, and I got a lot of these local photographers involved. They didn't even ask for money. They was like, let me shoot for free. And I'm like, shit, I'm used to paying Jabari Jacobs up in LA $400 or $500 just to do my photo shoots. You know what I'm saying? But now we got all these individuals like, you know, a few other individuals. I don't know their names, but it's a whole bunch of them. They down to work with Cali Money. So I'm like, wow, this shit is coming back together. So now it's just up to me to pour the money, the water back on the plant, give it some sun, and watch it grow again.
So if people who are listening to this podcast aren't really paying attention, let me slow it down for you guys. This dude is all about investing in his brand. You're all about paying how much money, whatever it costs, to make your brand look better and give it a better and a more shining light. And I think you know, I know that's the problem, especially in the rap scene in Dago, that people don't want to pay money
Man.
they'd rather pay money on appearing that they have money, like
Yeah,
Jordans, clothes,
that shit's
cars,
whack. You
instead
have
of
to
putting on their visuals, their branding, their graphic
Mm-hmm.
designs, and everything. The only, and I know not to be off topic, the only rapper that I see right now that has an awesome fucking team is Rossi Rock, like top to bottom, from his visuals to his graphics. I mean, some songs are hit and miss. There's some good songs I fuck with from Rossi, but overall, like his whole team, A1. And I think that's, you know, that you've done that too.
I know him, and I've been following him, and it's kind of scary because it's like I've been in that position to where I'm pouring all my everything into it, and then I see it fall apart. But I don't feel like I don't feel like anything that he's doing is gonna fall apart. You know, and it's easier to be a rapper and selling raps than selling clothes. You know what I'm saying? So he just has a fucking dope ass vision. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if more individuals zoom into what he's doing and seeing what he has going on, I think that he can really be a pillar of San Diego. You know, there's a lot of other individuals who's dope. You know, and even before Rob Stones got on to where he was at, he had a dope team that was they were doing for self. They didn't have to worry about nobody else. They were, you know, the 1207. That's they click. That's what they stuck with. They were doing shows. I watched them. So, and Rob, he was one of the first individuals, you know, when I came back to start to try to do Cali Money, who I reached out to because I knew he was going to blow way before the Chill Bill shit even popped off. When I first heard that song, I was like, man, that's a hit. That's the wave right now, because I was already on XXX. I was already on Slump. I was already on 1000 Band Founty. I was on a lot of Playboy Card before he got popping. I was already on these dudes because that's how I keep my fashion hip. I look at these dudes like these up-and-coming Atlanta rappers, up-and-coming Miami rappers, up-and-coming LA, D Savage. I look at those people for inspiration for my designs.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know. So that music keeps my designs fresh, if that makes sense. Like the new wave music.
You're more of a futurist. And,
Yeah.
and I've seen that. You know how I watched you move on the internet. I mean, I'm not a street nigga by no means. So, but I've noticed that how you present yourself, that you always keep your eye and ears up to what's new and what's happening.
Yeah,
so,
you have to.
And you always had that foresight. So that's one thing I give you major props for, because you know always. You know, and you don't shun it. It's not like now that we're in an age where we're young old niggas. I always call that we're young old niggas now,
Right.
and we don't try to shun like the new age, because we know how it's like getting shunned by the older niggas who are older than us.
Oh yeah.
You know, the older dudes like, fuck y'all need to do more work and do that, and it's kind of like they weren't really like fucking with us. So I think it's up to us now to show the way, and what you are doing to the younger people and putting them on it and you know, raising them up. So I do give you kudos for that, man.
Yeah,
like,
appreciate it. But yeah, it's just, I mean, you know, if you can see it, you know, you can do it. You know, you just put it to work. You know, think about how you're gonna do it. Have the right individuals around you, and just move forward. And everything else, you just gonna have to, you know, deal with. That's how I look at it.
So how would you say that Cali Money like stands out, like as far as other local clothing brands that we have?
Well, I try to make, like, the way I market is I don't really market it to San Diego. I market to outside of San Diego, and then people fuck with it either way. Like the design you're wearing right now, that's just a design that I had as a kid. It was a Jordan Flight design on you know, for Jordans. And I used to like wearing Jordans back in the days. And I was like, you know, I'm going to flip that design. Because that's what a lot of, like, underground clothing brands do. They see a design, they flip it and change it. That's just the normal. So I even had a situation where, I don't know if you guys heard of was it Stacks on Deck?
Oh, yeah.
They actually went out of business. But they
copied
my design that I copied off of Nike. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, brother, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, the Dream sweater is popping in San Diego. Everybody know about it. And it's not just popping in San Diego. It's popping throughout the United States.
Yeah, you had it on lock, dude. Like, I seen all kids, all creeds
everywhere.
and color.
Let me tell you.
All in Southeast,
every
Claremont,
popular city,
doesn't matter.
every big city that I went to when I was traveling, when I was doing my Cali Money shit, I saw Cali Money. And that blew my mind at first. And then after that, I was just like, well, shit, dude, you already told yourself you were dope. And I was talking to myself.
Yeah.
You got to talk to yourself sometimes. Be like, look, you're dope. You can make it happen. So when I'm in L.A., walking on Sunset, minding my own motherfucking business, Omar, Cali money, driving down the street. And I'm like, nigga, I'm 300, 400 miles away from home. And this shit is going on. So that means I was doing something.
Yeah.
When I came back to San Diego, everywhere I looked, somebody was wearing Cali money. So, you know, for certain brands to copy, and the crazy thing about it, there's another brand, Dope Couture.
Dope Couture.
The owner hit me up when he saw that Dream sweater, was like, hey, I'm gonna let you know we're gonna do that. But you know what? I was just like, I don't care. That's dope that you reached out to me and saw me, because at the time I didn't have a tax ID number. I didn't have no motherfucking legal shit going on. And a Dope Couture was someone who I knew about, and I fucked with them. Yeah. And they said, we're gonna fuck with your design. We're gonna be pretty much taking your shit, bro.
So, have you ever thought about creating your own little store in the hood, kind of like what Nipsey's doing with Sauce?
Man, let me tell you, my idea, my vision, I can still do it. In my business plan, and you always have to have a business plan. All right. So in my business plan, the goal was to go rent out a fucking cheesy ass apartment somewhere, maybe PB, OB, or even somewhere southeast. But I wanted to make it a location where people can actually walk in and feel safe.
Yeah.
Find a little cheesy apartment, and then turn that apartment into a store, and make on some real San Diego. Nigga, this is that thuggin' shit. We come into the apartment to buy some shit. Because at the time, I was turning down all kind of stores in Plaza Bonita. I
remember that.
I was like, man, I'm fucking making money, and I'm getting 100% of the profit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I used to pull up on my high school students, because I had high school students selling shit. I had college students paying their rent with Cali money. I used to pull up like Santa Claus with big-ass bags of fucking sweaters and shirts, and give them to, I had a team of 40 kids, college and high school. And I used to just, drop all the popular kids at each high school, I had dropped off a bag of Cali money shit too. And I told them, this is how much you need to give me back by Thursday. So I low-key felt like the local dope, the dope dealer. And that's where my Twitter name came from at the time. The dope dealer. That was my Twitter name, was the dope dealer. And I felt like I was really selling dope, because I had named some of my clothing after like Coke White. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was, stores was, I don't know the name of the stores, but they were in Plaza Bonita, like the little urban stores, the Koreans own it or whatever. Yeah. They kind of caught wind and was just like, man, we want to fuck with you, let's sit down and talk some numbers. So I sat down and talked some numbers, and they still trying to, take a large percentage. I'm like, guess what?
Suck my dick. I'm out.
Pretty much. You know what I mean? And what I did was, I'll walk into Macy's, all right? So we're in Plaza Bonita, where it's Macy's. I'll have a big ass bag. I have a box at the time. I'll have a box full of just sweaters, folded nicely, wrapped in little plastics, and I walk from one end of Plaza Bonita to the other end and sell out. Kids would just be walking around and be like, "Oh, Cali money," with their mom or whatever, by themselves in their groups, and I sold the fuck out every time I went to Plaza Bonita. With a box, walking through fucking Plaza Bonita Mall, didn't have to do no kind of promoting. Just, this is Cali money, y'all. Pull up. And that shit was crazy. And then for people that wanted to actually pull up to the mall when they found out I was at the mall, I had more shit in my trunk. So they came to the trunk. I'm driving a beat-up Toyota Camry. I didn't need no fucking BMW or nothing. I'm low fucking key.
Yeah.
Pulled up on the beat-up with the missing hubcap. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta keep the Ace Boogie in the streets, man.
You know what I mean?
Can't be Money
with
Mitch
the peanut butter
here.
stains up there for my kids. You know what I'm saying? So,
being Money Mitch out in the streets would get you killed. You gotta be like Ace Boogie,
You gotta stay low-key. Even when I was doing my shit, when we used to go out to L.A. to go do our things or whatever, I used to rent minivans. I didn't rent nothing flashy, no Magnums or no Dodge Chargers or nothing. I rent me a regular fucking probation van. You know what I'm saying? And I ran my operation out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was dope, how you used to do the whole bowling parties, and you would just invite everybody out and stuff.
I used to do free parties. And that's okay. So that kind of set me apart from a lot of people out here in San Diego. And that's kind of why I don't have a lot of good relationships with a lot of people, because I felt like me as a brand at that time when nobody was popping.
Yeah.
I was reaching out to other brands, reaching out to other individuals and bringing them involved, getting them involved with some of our events. But it was never the other way around. Nobody invited Cali Money to none of that events. It was always Cali Money inviting, Cali Money and Friends. That's what I called my events, Cali Money and Friends. Of course, it was a part of my marketing, but at the same time, it was a network that I was trying to build that was never built. Like, some of these people are still doing things today that we could be working together, but I'm not going to work with you if you don't want to work with me.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's
you don't wanna
dumb.
force
That's
it.
like trying to be in a relationship with a girl who don't really fuck with you, but you fuck with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why waste your time?
Why waste your time on that shit? So I'm like, man, fuck all y'all niggas. You know? Excuse me, but
No,
yeah,
you can say, hey,
fuck
you
all
gotta
y'all. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
I just said suck my dick like 5 minutes ago. So
yeah. I almost got into my pro black stage saying niggas. So yeah.
and I know that there was a time too that you were on your militant stuff though, and I know with this racial climate, how do you feel about that? Do you feel more about uniting people? Do you feel like I'm just gonna fuck with my black folks, but I still got love for y'all, but I'm gonna take care of my community first?
Well, here's the thing. I'm a big fan of take care of yourself first and take care of your family second. Everything else come last. Us as being African American, quote unquote, I don't really like using that term because we don't have a nationality. We don't have a country we can go to. We don't have any kind of culture that we can really be like, that was our organic culture and this is our traditions. These are our principles and morals. So my vision for the future, honestly, is for black individuals to have their own tribes and work on their own villages, to work together and have collaborative economics. That's it. Collaborative economics and education. If you can apply those two things, you're good. You don't need anything else. Spirituality, that's something that you decide on. You know what I mean? So a lot of people running around here, black power. That's not strength. That's nothing. That's
it don't
just,
mean anything until
don't mean
economics.
nothing until you really put it to work. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great feeling to try to go out there in the community and do shit. But if you're not benefiting off of going in the community doing things yourself, you're wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? To be truthful with you, like I tried to do that recently, and it kind of ruined a lot of things in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm dealing with people who honestly really don't like each other, but they just got that feeling that we should be together. But there's no mission, there's no game plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, only work with your family or individuals outside your family who are serious about creating some type of real change.
Yeah.
Really trying to do, STEM programs to teach the kids who aren't able to go spend money to be a part of any STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematic programs, who need it, or working together, buying some property, making money off of that, building more property, and just bubble off of that. Like, there's not too many people doing that. There's people doing it, but there's not many people doing it. Most people who are talking this pro-black stuff, they're just Facebookers.
Yeah.
They're running around here with the RGB, with the colors and all that. They're not really doing nothing but just. A lot of these people are just retired Christians, retired Muslims, retired whatever, and they're just frustrated with how they grew up. So now they felt like they're conscious and they
Woke.
feel like they're woke.
Yeah.
I don't really like using that word. I don't like conscious community. I don't like woke. But that's what they are.
Yeah.
But there's no direction. There's no real mission. There's no real solid plan. So, but my plans for the future, my visions for the future, is for humans to fuck with humans. Number one.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard for black people to try to blend in with that mix when we don't really know ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So. And that's a whole nother
conversation. But yeah, man, I just want to say, we got our boy Rashad, aka Omar, in the building. Any more final questions? Because I know time's wrapping up. Time is going quick.
Just Omar the dad, Omar the father. Omar on your health and fitness, at least starting to. Like, how's that going? How's that journey going?
Well, fitness, man. That takes away my stress because I'm dealing with a lot of stress. So. I like going to 24-hour fitness and just hitting it, and it just takes away my stress. Cows Mountain, you know what I'm saying, with sexy ladies, you know what I mean?
Gosh,
You know what I mean? I stay with them, But Yeah.
Shout out to Sheena.
Man, you know.
Y'all
but,
are whack for that, for not inviting me.
Man, cut it out. You know.
She was like, Vanessa, come get your friend.
Look, Sheena's cool. I like her. She's real cool. You're cool too, and that's why y'all hanging out. So y'all cool peoples. That's what's up. You know.
No, but I'm just glad that you're starting to get back in that, because I know you talked about working out and stuff too. So it's cool to actually see you.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah, I'm a beast when I'm single though. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my gosh! But you're not single though.
There's always that single and taken vibe, you know what I mean?
Boy, you better.
Look, let me tell you something. Relationships with a partner, a lifetime partner, is very beautiful. When I'm in a relationship, a committed relationship, I'm in a committed relationship. I'm serious about it. If I'm single, I'm going to have fucking fun. I'm not going to sit here and take cold showers and eat ice cream every night talking about the old times. I'm going to move forward, you know what I'm saying? Because stress is what keeps you healthy, or no stress is what keeps you healthy. Healthy, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to hit this gym.
So, yeah.
I'm going to go out with the
You
fellas.
got to go be happy. Be happy and be healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the key to life.
Exactly.
So, happy and healthy.
So, man, what's your social handles, man? How can people get hit you up, man? Because I'm pretty sure after now they want to fuck with Cali Money.
Yep.
And they were like, man, where can I find this dude? How can they find you?
wearcfm.com. That's my website. That's wearcfm.com. Or you can just search me up, Rashad Ottman, on Facebook. I'm always talking shit on Facebook. I'm always on Facebook doing my thing. I'm a truck driver, so most of my days I'm on Facebook while I'm driving my truck or doing my thing at work.
All right. That's what's up, man.
But yeah, this Thanksgiving, I mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
This Thanksgiving, Christmas, this holidays, I'm going to be busting the city's ass. I'm going to be dropping a lot of new shit. I'm going to be, bringing some old items back, and we're just going to try to get back to it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for coming over.
Yes, thank you
I appreciate
so
you guys.
On the bonus episode.
I felt real comfortable. Normally I'm nervous and shit, but I'm real comfortable.
Yeah, you seem real comfortable.
You with us, man. So it should,
If it was somebody else, I'd be nervous as hell. It's cool.
Man, we ain't nobody. We just some podcasters.
Yeah, right. Y'all gonna be famous as fuck soon. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, hey, remember me? Y'all gonna be like, nope.
Stop it. Stop it.
Not even. Not even. But man, this episode I think will be coming up on Monday. So for right now, if you are listening to any of our episodes, you should be done with episode 83, Sexnology, and come on to this bonus episode and hear what our guy has to say, because it's been a lot of fun recording with you. And hopefully, man, we'll have you back again and get an update what's going on with Cali Money. So
definitely.
you gotta hit us up for another update, you know what I mean? And shoot, man, for us, man, you can find us at Jiggers Up Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Like us on Facebook, The Jig Is Up. We're on there as well. And then, you can find us in almost any platform where there's podcasting except for Tidal and Spotify. In order for us to get on Tidal and Spotify, we gotta have a lot of subscribers. I gotta call it plain as day. We gotta get our numbers up. But I do appreciate each and every listener that we get, because without y'all, you guys add fuel to the fire to keep this thing going. Thank you, Nessa, for bringing this idea, for having Rashad out here. It was a very entertaining conversation. And
thanks for coming.
Good looking, Nessa, for sure.
I just, any shout outs, man?
Yeah,
you close out the show with the shout outs.
Shoot, anybody fuck with me, shout out. There's too many people to be naming, I mean, shit. If I gotta name some people, my kids, you know what I'm saying? Nasir Makai, and Tempest Allen. That's who always got my back, 360 degrees. So yeah.
All right, Nessa.
Shout out to you for coming. Shout out to our listeners who keep listening.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to our guy Ivan in the back. Gonna get us some.
I didn't even notice he was in here snapping 100.
Yeah, get some pictures on here. So especially find some crispy, nice pictures in the studio of us.
If you see this hole in my sock, you gotta Photoshop that hole. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to go out like that now, okay?
Page, but also, I want to give a shout out to the Podfather himself, the hip hop Podfather, Reggie Osei, aka Combat Jack. Right now, he is diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and he is fighting, and hopefully that he stays in good spirits. You can hashtag Combat Cancer. If it wasn't for Combat Jack, along with the Brilliant Idiots or any other podcast that I listen to that inspired me to go out there and podcast. And so basically, if it wasn't for no Combat Jack, you wouldn't be hearing no Jig Is Up, straight up. So I just want to give a shout out to him and hope he stay in good spirits. But if you enjoy listening to this podcast as much as we love making it, because we do what we love and love what we do, and if you're not being your motherfucking self, you know what I got to say.
The jig is up.
And we out. And thank y'all for listening.